Here's my take on Jim Thome. Jim Thome did a lot of different ways, but I will say this. That was one of the most beautiful swings you'll ever see. But the moment that I will remember the most of Jim Thome was defensively. And it was a simple play, but it was September 8th on a Friday night against the Baltimore Orioles, 1995. The Indians are 41 years separated from making it to the postseason, and Jimmy Thome, then a third baseman, made that catch of that little pop-up, and the Indians and their fans celebrated all night long and into the wee hours of the morning as we were going to the playoffs and eventually all the way to Game 6 of the World Series. You know, there was a sound to Jim Thome when he would hit a home run. I mean, there was length, there was power. But when bat met ball and Jim Thome was the force behind it, you could hear it, and it was beautiful. But there is another reason why Jim Thome makes it into the Hall of Fame in a breeze on his first time around, and that's because he was such a good guy. He was such a class guy. Remember, if you're going to make it into the Baseball Hall of Fame, you have to get voted in by the baseball writers. Jim Thome would call you up if he thought you wanted to interview him. He always had time. He was a great caretaker of the game. He was a gentleman. He was a great Indian. He will go into Cooperstown this summer as a Cleveland Indian, and it's the first time an Indian has made it on the first ballot since Bob Feller did it a long time ago. Just great, great news. Jim Thome with 337 career home runs as an Indian, and now forever mentioned as a Hall of Famer. Now, we have even more coverage of Jim Thome's election to this year's Baseball Hall of Fame induction class. That's over at WKYC.com and our WKYC app.